I think I found the best SMG in Black Ops 6 Zombies, and no, it's not the one you're thinking of. In fact, I thought this was one of the worst SMGs. But today we're jumping in a game of Citadelle Des Morts, taking it up against the Guardian boss fight, and seeing just how good this really is. Now, what SMG am I talking about? Which one is really the best one on paper? Well, today we're using the Ladra SMG. That's right, this is a weapon introduced in Season 3, I think. Let's throw up the class for ya. I am getting closer and closer to filling out and completing my damage spreadsheet right before Season 5, and as I was going through all of the SMGs, I was really putting off the Ladra because from what I remember back in Season 3, this thing was garbage. Like, yes, it had a decent fire rate, but it felt horrible against the zombies. Now, I don't know if I didn't have the CHF barrel on or something, or if double tap was buffed, or it was buffed quietly in the background, but according to my damage spreadsheet, which I will also show you right now, this has the highest DPS in the SMG category, apart from the akimbo SOGs, because those are akimbo and 2 guns are gonna be better than 1, at least on paper. But with all akimbos, you have to keep in mind accuracy, so it's kind of hit or miss there, but hopefully you guys are smart enough to understand the difference. And not only is this one of the best SMGs in the game, it's one of the best guns in the game. Anything over 100,000 DPS feels amazing. And remember, I'm doing all of these tests without rapid fire, so I could additionally put on a rapid fire on this thing and really go crazy. And I remember the game that I used this in, I was going up against Patient 13, I was testing out Vulture, which thank you guys so much for the support on that video, double upload yesterday. And as I was progressing through the rounds, I kept thinking dang it, this Ladra is doing a lot of good work, people are melting. Now, it takes a lot of rounds to down a zombie, but when your rate of fire is that fast, who cares how much ammo it takes? I mean, to a certain extent. And so I have to make a video about it. I kind of feel weird wasting a little bit of time making this, because I could be weapon testing and there's not that much time before the Reckoning is here officially released. Hey, or at least officially revealed. Reckoning, oh man, I am so excited. But I did just want to show you because this could be a fun gun to use for the new map. It does appear, if I'm remembering correctly, this has one of the fastest fire rates in zombies. Let's take out this Doppelgas. Doppelgas should be dead soon. There we go. You're weak. And there it is. We've got Pack-a-Punch and beautiful. From the look of it, it does appear like this is the fastest firing gun in Black Ops 6. Just taking a quick glance over my spreadsheet. Now, again, that's without rapid fire. So guns with rapid fire might be able to outperform it, specifically the compact, and the compact does deal a little bit more damage, so depending on the specific rapid fire values of these guns, but I don't know, I don't think it's going to be close. I think this is the best SMG. Now, there are more things to consider about a weapon than just the straight DPS, the damage per second. You've got to think about the ammo size, which is a big concern, especially with the Ladra, which means you got to think about reload times and movement speed and handling and all this stuff. But overall, hopefully we'll be impressed with the Ladra. I will let you be the judge. I'll let you watch this gameplay and see, oh wow, we've got tons of salvage. We can go upgrade it even further. Nice. But it is so nice. The zombies community is being revived, even though the zombies community I think was fine. Zombies as a whole was fine. But with these teasers of the Reckoning, and to my surprise, getting a unique boss zombie and a unique wonder weapon and variants of that wonder weapon, and hopefully, now we still don't know for sure, we could still see some manglers in it, we're not entirely sure, but if it's just the new bosses and the new wonder weapon, this could be another beam smasher, terminus or citadel level map, which is something that I know I have so sorely needed ever since Shattered Veil and the Tomb. And I know people are still skeptical about Black Ops 6 Zombies, but at this point, I'm starting to, and I don't know if this is good or not, but I'm starting to kind of not really hold much weight in people who have at least some complaints about modern zombies or this game. And that's not to be demeaning or anything. I just think sometimes people can get a little bit unfair in their criticisms, we'll say. But the thing I'm like, I guess most concerned about the map is really the atmosphere at this point. Atmosphere and boss zombie spam, since we don't know exactly how that dynamic is gonna pan out. And more specifically with the atmosphere, especially with those Liberty Falls maps, the Shattered Vale and Liberty Falls, I feel as though the atmosphere and kind of spectacle of it all, like if you take a look at this, like we are in this village, it's muggy outside, you've got this haze in here, we've got this castle, this oil trap, these whatever you want to call these doors with the little gates on them, and then this beautiful castle like it's otherworld. Well, it's not otherworldly, it's just very stylized and creative. And I feel like Janus Towers, Shattered Vale, Liberty Falls, they don't really look very creative, but I will say that some people really like that more kind of pulled back, reserved, more sci-fi, grounded take on zombies. Like they don't like these big over-the-top creative maps. They like the kind of facility sci-fi maps. I mean, I was gonna say kind of more like Black Ops 1, but Black Ops 1 had like Shangri-La and Moon. But I guess like Ascension and I mean Call of the Dead was a boat. I don't know if Call of the Dead is really atmospheric or not. But I get maybe like Derice, I guess. Derice and Verrucht and Shinanuma, where it was more facility-based and more sci-fi. People really like that. And that's perfectly fine. I'm glad that they're trying to have everybody win in this game. I feel the love for the hardcore zombies players with Citadel and Terminus, and hopefully now with the Reckoning. And then even the casuals got two good maps, the Tomb and Liberty Falls. Yes, the Tomb, in my opinion, is a good map. And then Shattered Vale. I mean, everybody loves Shattered Vale. People adore it. But that's the most like I guess nostalgia bait for me. It's really not. But with the Ray Gun Mark II and the Wunderwaffe and Richthofen, and you know, it's just kind of like, hey, remember this? Hey, remember this? Hey, remember this? Whereas Citadel and Terminus are actually pushing the mode forward and doing something new and innovative. I've seen a lot of people also talk about the parachuting and how that's like Warzone. And specifically, it's those arguments that just kind of I'm starting not to respect anymore. Granted, with Liberty Falls, I really stopped respecting it because, you know, we just had Modern Warfare Zombies, and if anything's Warzone Zombies, Modern Warfare Zombies is Warzone Zombies. I mean, am I wrong? Literally on the Warzone map with contracts and an open world, like that's Warzone Zombies. This is not Warzone Zombies because you have crafting and rarities in it, you know? That's just so silly to me. So I apologize if you genuinely feel that way. I'm not trying to like discount you, but it just feels like that criticism is so, I don't know, disingenuous or irrational maybe. Like clearly this plays absolutely nothing like Warzone. And if you think otherwise, then I can't help you, you know? It would be like looking at Terminus and seeing the boat. You know, the boat that you go from all the islands, which is really cool and awesome and atmospheric and totally feels like zombies with the huge tentacle. It'd be like seeing that and being like, oh, it's Warzone because there's a boat, which I think we might have done. I don't know. It just doesn't seem intellectually honest to me. There seems to be a lot about this map that they're kind of holding back on too, which I think is good. The blog post didn't really go over the map layout. It didn't really go over the story. I mean, like, we all kind of understand the story, I guess, right? Richthofen wants to bring back his family, Sam wants to bring back a body, and we're gonna see how this all goes. But I love the little map-specific ways of teleporting around the map with the launchers. That seems totally zombies, kind of like the Wonder Spheres. And I imagine what's gonna happen is, with the parachuting, I bet you we're gonna have some sort of ether tear that's gonna bring us out into the air, and we can travel to whatever tower we want to. I think that's going to be the extent of the parachutes, and that's it. Just like the boats on Terminus, I don't think there's any more to it. I almost forgot what we were doing. Got to get my fire sword. Now, I also made a big mistake breaking down the trailer yesterday, saying that there was this person in some sort of stasis chamber or some water, and I was like, oh, that's obviously Maxis, right? Because they want to bring back Maxis, and that's her body, and so there you go. But after a little bit of looking at it, it appears as that person is wearing a sweater very similar. It's not exactly, but it's very similar to the sweater that Richthofen's wife was wearing in his nightmare at the intro cutscene of Liberty Falls. So I think that's probably the case, as well as the fact that there seems to be a smaller person in there. Smaller person. There seems to be a child in there, which also would be Samuel, which is Eddie's son. So I think we might get like a happy ending with Richthofen, or a completely devastating ending with Richthofen. And either way, I think it's going to be really cool. If it's sad, which I'm kind of betting that it's going to be sad because something bad is going to happen or something unexpected, or, you know, there's going to be a price to pay, like Richthofen's going to have to sacrifice himself or something. I don't know. I imagine if he saves his wife, he might need to pay the price with he himself going back into the dark ether, and then maybe that like breaks the dark ether because, you know, so long as Primus or Ultimus exists in the multiverse, and the multiverse exists, and then that's going to bring back our set crew or our OG crew. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of speculation, and I'm definitely going to point to this time in Zombies history whenever somebody says, oh my goodness, you know, the zombie storyline doesn't allow for any speculation anymore, because there's a ton of theories going out lately, and it's really fun. It's really fun to be talking about the storyline. With that in mind, I think I have an idea for a video where I go over every single piece of intel and I explain it. I sit there in the menu in the intel and we listen to the audio log, and then we kind of explain the importance and the context behind it, and then we read the documents together and we explain kind of the perspectives behind all of those documents, whether we know it or not, and then we go over the artifacts, and it's all right there, it's in the menu, because I did that just for myself the other day and I learned a lot, and I got really excited for the storyline just by reading the intel. I'm somebody who I would watch the video on where all the intel is and everything, but I wouldn't actually like look at the intel. So when I actually took the time and read everything and listened to everything, and I think you could do subtitles too, it's really nice, more things started to click. And there are some moments that legitimately made me chuckle and get excited for this storyline. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I think I'm going to try to do that in the Reckoning, but I could easily go back in time, I could easily go back in time and do that for like Liberty Falls and Terminus. They'd be longer videos because there's a lot of intel to cover, but I feel like we need kind of another crack at the storyline videos. I want to mix it up a little bit, change up the format, see if that gains any interest or anything. But overall, I am like so excited for the Reckoning, so much more than I was for Shattered Veil. Shattered Veil, I was really not excited with the Wunderwaffe and the Ray Gun Mark IIs and the Disciple, but this, I want to experience the Wonder Weapons, the 3 different variants that they haven't even shown yet. They showed the 3 different variations of the Ray Gun in the blog post. They might not have shown it, but they described them. Oh yes, it's the bug round, which means we could do the Raven Sword. And you know what? I'm gonna get some Vulture Aid, because you should know by now just how good Vulture Aid is. Very, very well designed perk. And I forgot to save a parasite. We've got a vermin instead. Oh well. Oh my goodness. Oh no. I just remembered that I didn't add chapters to my Vulture Aid video. Dang it, that just went live. Oh, I'm so sorry, those of you who are watching live. I'll add it in soon. Like I said, I know some people are really disappointed with the story of Black Ops 6, and I definitely feel like the writing or the depth of the story could have been much better, especially when we compare it to other experiences. I know a lot of people are kind of just holding out hope for Black Ops 7. Like, oh, they kind of just rushed out Black Ops 6 so that way they could make Black Ops 7. And that's going to be the game that really brings back all of these things. And like, you know, that's an interesting thought, but that's been the thought for the past like decade. So I don't know how accurate that statement's going to be. So we've got 4 circles and eyelashes. Okay, 4 circles, eyelashes. Not to say that like, oh my goodness, Black Ops 6 is a dumpster fire or it needs to like radically change it all. I just think that some people, and it's okay, I mean, it's relatively okay if you think this. I mean, your opinion's your opinion, but I think a lot of people dislike modern zombies, not because of any specific game mechanic or like mechanically how anything works. I think some people dislike modern zombies simply because of the change that gets implemented. And by that, I mean, oh my goodness, like the Ladra, look at that. Look at how crazy that is. By that, I mean, some people dislike armor because of what it does to the moment-to-moment gameplay of zombies. They don't like the super sprinters and the balance between that and the armor and the damage mitigation and the extra hits that it provides on the early rounds, which is, you know, that's fair, that's reasonable. You can have a conversation about that, right? But then there's people who don't like armor because it's just there. care. They simply don't like the mechanic. They say, oh, it's because of Warzone this or because of this, that, or whatever. And the mere presence of it is bad. And that to me is just unreasonable. If a mechanic works and if a mechanic makes the game better, not saying that armor makes the game better, but if there is something that makes the game better, I think it's worth having in the game. If there's a version of armor that works that makes the game much, much better and deeper and richer, then I'm all for it. If there's a perk system that makes the game deeper and richer, I'm all for it. Same goes for the point system or the crafting table or the salvage or field upgrades or whatever else they've tried in the past. I am fine with innovation and pushing the boundaries of zombies so long as it's well designed and it's still done in the spirit of zombies, which I always hate adding because, I mean, what in the world does that mean? Because zombies is so malleable, it's so creative, you can do so much with it. That criticism of, oh, it just doesn't feel like zombies or, oh, it just doesn't belong in zombies, I don't think that's a fair measurement or barometer to judge the game by, because a lot of things in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 were criticized because, oh, that isn't zombies anymore. I found a Reddit post the other day saying Origins and Black Ops 3 zombies is when the downfall of zombies started to happen simply because of the focus on the Easter eggs. Now, we hear that today and we laugh and we go, that's ridiculous, right? How stupid were they? But that's how people genuinely felt. I remember fighting back against that backlash for Black Ops 3, people saying, you know what, I just want to go to power and pack a punch, I don't want to do an Easter egg, and they focus too much on the story and too much on the narrative and too much on the Easter eggs that you have to do an Easter egg every time you play zombies. But now here we are where I think they've actually got a pretty decent balance between all of these things, and now people are kind of pulling the opposite direction. Hey, we missed the story, we missed the narrative, we missed the Easter eggs and the crazy in-depth map design and the in-depth Easter eggs and Easter egg steps. So I'm more aware now than I ever was of all of the different preferences and contradictions, and you could call it hypocrisy, but really contradictions within the zombies community. You know, just recently, Afterlife had a Crazy Rabbit on his podcast, which was awesome, and he was one of those people saying, yeah, I think Origins is a terrible map, like it's too many Easter eggs, I just want to jump in and do my zombie stuff and kill my zombies. But he also, what's really interesting is he also doesn't like modern zombies because it's also too much. And I think that is a more compelling and interesting problem to solve for Treyarch. Oh my goodness. Because I do think a lot of people think that Black Ops 6 or Cold War mechanics are a little bit more complicated. Like there's armor, there's augments, there's field upgrades, there's equipment. It could be a little overwhelming for a new player, as opposed to maybe Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1, where it's just spawn in with a pistol and turn on power, get Pack-a-Punch, and do this thing. And Pack-a-Punch was really simple. It was usually just power switch. So I love thinking about the evolution of the zombie mode. And so whenever I hear the downfall of this, or it's not like it used to be, you've got to take it with a grain of salt, because it has never been like it was before, and it never will be like it is now. So enjoy it for what it is in the moment. That doesn't mean don't criticize things that you don't like, but just remember that, oh my goodness, really? Dang it. Just remember that Treyarch usually listens to us pretty darn well when they have the development time that they can. I don't think we're getting this trap. Nope, we missed it. Dang it. And I know some of you won't believe me. I know some of you will be like, that's ridiculous. Donuts, Treyarch never listens to us. Even though they like reverted the Easter egg speed runs with the shock charges in Terminus, they reverted that. They reverted the oil trap strategy changes. But in Cold War specifically, people didn't necessarily like Cold War because it lacked atmosphere and personality, and there were no characters, and the character quotes were really thin. And so in Vanguard, one of the things that Vanguard does so well is the atmosphere and the gods. The gods act as characters, and when you play Vanguard, there are a ton of quotes by all of the gods. Those things are talking non-stop. And the atmosphere of those maps, you know, outside of select things of like the Archon and Terra Maledicta, outside of that, the atmosphere is not too terrible. It's got some fun kind of set design between the perk altars and the altar of covenants and the tome of rituals. Oh boy, I hope we can get this trap. Come on. I'm starting to think did I do this correctly? This Ladra's nuts. Oh, I did. Okay, sweet. Let's get out of here. Actually, no, I've got a shock charge. We could do this. Take that. Oop, didn't mean to kill the whole horde of zombies. What do we got? We got dark, fire, lightning. Okay. Dark, fire, lightning, light, mystic orb. Ooh, there's like a subtle music thing going on right now. I need to sit down and like listen to the soundtrack one day. And I have heard a lot of people say very positive things about Black Ops 6 and specifically its maps, saying that like there's no like bad map you don't feel like not playing. Let's remember the mystic orb donuts. We can do it. Nice. And I agree. Even though I think Liberty Falls, Shattered Vale are kind of down low for me, they still have really solid gameplay. Shattered Vale is great for casually high rounding with just basic weapons. Oh, I love this sword. Dude, this sword is so nice. There we go. Didn't even need to use an incantation. Oh, and we might as well pack a punch while we're down here. And I don't know. Oh, did I? Of course I forgot the orb. Of course I forgot it. But there's a certain criticism or type of criticism that I'm trying to categorize and I'm trying to think about. It's sort of like, you know, there's this thing where people will judge a modern zombie experience one way, but that criticism can also apply to like older zombie experiences, and I just find that kind of hypocritical. The one I'm thinking about right now is, you know, I just said like all the maps are pretty well done in terms of gameplay. People often attribute that to the fact that, oh well, each map doesn't have that many specific things that make it stand out from one another, so every map is very safe. And to a certain extent, I kind of see where that criticism is, but also I have played maps like the Black Ops 1 maps, and the Black Ops 1 maps, despite the like boss zombies and wonder weapons being different, outside of that, there's not a ton of things that are super crazy different about them. It's about the same things that make these maps different. The map layout and maybe one or two side Easter eggs here or there. This is so nerdy. I would love to go through like a classic zombie map or even a Black Ops 3 map and showcase like, hey, you know, here are all the side quests on Der Eisendrache or Ancient Evil, because they don't really have a lot of side quests. And then here's the Liberty Falls, and let's compare all of these side quests and kind of compare the difference and see which map people use the side quests on more, and just the quantity of side quests, and then figure out some way of evaluating the quality of the side quests. But then quality is basically subjective, but I don't know. I've been saying it for so long. I've always wanted to do a review type of series. I feel like it'd be really fun, but I'm a terrible writer, and I don't think I'm articulate enough or smart enough to have the right words to convey what my mind is thinking without coming off as like arrogant or pretentious or something. Did I not start this thing? Oh no, I need to use my electrical stuff. Duh. There we go. Are you guys out of range? Don't tell me you're out of range. I think you're out of range. And there we go. Nice. Plus, like, those types of videos take so much time to write and edit and everything. Yeah, I might do a little test one to see. Plus, you know, people always ask me like what I think about certain things, and a lot of the times when people say I'm either too positive or being too negative or something, it'd be nice to have a video that has like all of my thoughts in it. It'd be nice to have a video that fully encompasses everything I think about everything zombies. But now that this Ladra is fully upgraded, let's throw on our damage numbers and health bars and kind of show you what this thing's capable of. Look at this. It's so much like, once you turn off those damage numbers, it's so hard to like look at this game, because you don't see the zombie, you just see the numbers. But you can tell like these zombies are disappearing. Look at this. Look at it. I'm standing. Okay, I can't exactly stand still. My aim's not that good. But we've got this group of zombies here. Deadwire's going to help us out. Oh, we're almost out of ammo. Yeah, that is That is the one thing about this gun. You run out of ammo quite a bit, which is why we bought Vulture pretty early on. Let's get death perception, and I have just enough for triple armor, so we'll go do that. Beautiful. Triple armor ready to go. Oh, we should probably go get the key for the Mystic Orb, but that's okay. Actually, what I am gonna do, I'm going to Ether Shroud in here, get this double points, so that way I can get points to buy some ammo without using the free max ammo. At least I hope so with all these zombies. Look at all these zombies. Nice. Electrocuted. Bonus points. And look at this. Look at this. All these zombies right here. They can't even get close to me. They can't even get close to me. And if you are interested in the tac stance, I know I've turned a lot of you beautiful people on the tac stance. The SMGs have a wonderful tac stance. Look at that. Look at how small that is. That's so good. In fact, that's why I usually just use the center dot. It's just a little bit cleaner. And we're going to take off the damage and the health bars for the boss fight. Talking about the lore, this guy, the Owl, the Guardian, there's a lot of stuff about him. There's a lot of little hints and things, and it's really cool how we're kind of following in the footsteps of his sons, doing what his sons couldn't do. I just wish, like, the story and the character quotes, like, it's not bad. It's just not enough. That's the big thing with Black Ops 6. It's like, Black Ops 6 is the game where you're like, yes, do that. And then it's like, I want more of this. I want more of that. More intro cutscenes, more character quotes, more difficulty, more perks. I know a lot of you guys really upset we're not getting a perk, but between you and me, I don't necessarily feel the need for a perk. And of course, this is where the quantity versus quality comes in. I could see how some people would want Mule Kick. I'm a big Mule Kick fan myself. I could see how some people would want Tombstone because, you know, if people die, they want some way of getting their stuff back. But if we did have Mule Kick, I feel like, you know, I barely get 2 guns. There's no way I'm gonna get a third. And even in Cold War, the only reason I really got Mule Kick was for the reduced salvage cost at the crafting table. So it really wasn't even for what it was mainly for in the first place. I don't feel like there's a need for a new perk at the moment. Maybe Stone Cold Stronghold, because it's just so different and it would change up the gameplay so much. Same thing with Toxic Growth, but I'm happy with a brand new field upgrade. But a lot of you guys mad that we didn't get a new perk, and just gonna say y'all never ever would have survived like Black Ops 3 or Cold War, or not Cold War, but like Vanguard, Modern Warfare 3. Oh man, we didn't get anything in those games. But now I think it's time. Yeah, I don't care what sword I have. It is definitely time. Round change. Let's insert the Guardian key and test out just how good this Ladra actually is. And oh boy, am I so excited for the boss fight of the Reckoning. They have nailed every single boss fight so far, and I cannot wait, especially the DLC 4 bosses. They are always so epic, and this Ladra is doing so good. I don't know if it's because of double tap that this Guardian feels a little bit easier to take down, but these armor plates, or his armor plates, are going down quite a bit faster than I remember. But he's still a very good challenging boss. And there we go. There's the first quarter done in no time. Although that did take almost all of our ammo. Look at that. We're empty. Also, fun fact about the boss fight, you don't need to kill these zombies. If you kill the zombies, more will respawn. But if you just let them sit there, they'll just be there. And it looks like there's like, I don't know, 15, 20 of them, which is not bad at all. But there's a Doppelgast and taken down. All right, welcome back. Let's see if I can't take care of your arms a little bit. Kind of do that. And I also kind of want to kill some zombies here just in case. I want to get that smell of death, because if you haven't seen the Vulture Aid video, pretty cool stuff happens when you get inside the smell of death in this boss fight. So we can take out his wrist there. Zombies, anybody smell of death? Smell of death? Yes, indeed. There we go. Hello. Now you're just going to be, he's going to ignore me, but I was in the lava. But it's so cool. The smell of death will block you from the Guardian's vision. It also works for the Z-Rex, but you know, most of the time that's kind of the stuff that happens. Most of the time, the smell of death, the gas cloud appears like on this lava that he emits. So, ooh, nice, we got him. We need some more ammo though. Where's the ammo crate? Oh, right where he's standing. Lovely. Oh wow, and we got him down already. Dude, that's nuts. Smoke grenades, if you haven't seen my Of Legend walkthrough beating this guy with just a sword, smoke grenades also work against the guard. Guardian. And man, it's really those type of details that I love about modern zombies. I love all of the interactions between the pieces of equipment and the bosses and the specials and elites and the field upgrades. Like, it's just so fun. It adds so much to the gameplay. This has really been a good year of zombies. There are definitely things I would have changed and definitely things I wanted them to change and add or whatever. Where's my incantation? There we go. Boop. Oh, did I miss you? There you go. No, really? Where's okay, fine, I'll do a fire one then. Where's my amalgam? There we go. And now you're back. That's great. Picked up my Casimir, and I think okay, I think it's just his chest now that's a weak spot. And look at that health bar. That's a crazy fast fire rate, crazy amount of damage. Who knew? Am I like dumb donuts here, just out of the loop? The Ladra being the best SMG in the game? I thought this was garbage. I thought it was terrible. This thing is making short work of this Guardian. Take a look at that. Not even a sweat. But today does mark officially 1 week away from the reckoning. I hope you're excited. I know I am. And if you want to see my complete coverage of the reckoning, everything we know so far, be sure to check out all of these videos and stay beautiful.